Hi everyone, it's Kathy here of Karma's Creations. I'd like to show you what I'm doing for the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery this time. I decided to use a quilt I designed but had never finished, let alone put together. It's got to be maybe 10-15 years since I started it, and I had constructed most of these blocks, but not all of them. It is going to be 25 blocks. There are 12 Dresden plates and there are 13 of these ones that travel across with the cross in them, and the Japanese fabric. The fun part was when I come to put it together, making sure that all the ones with the Japanese language on them, these, were all facing what is going to be up. I did have to unstitch a few. Now, the way I designed this quilt, I like maths. So I worked out this one here is 8 blades in the Dresden plate, or whatever you like to call these things. I made 2 each with 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16 blades. Did the maths to work out the degree that I needed for the wedges to be. Wedges, not blades, wedges. Every one of them is a different combination of 2 black and white prints. A few of them have got red, and one of them has got some yellow and red. But basically, there's 12 exactly the same as this. There's one the same shape, but with a different fabric. This is the center block, and this little piece here is what I'm calling panel 3. I have 4 big panels that have 6 blocks on each, and I have set them in this order. Now, up is up, so everything has to face that way. So this one here, being block 1 or panel 1, goes this way. These individual blocks are 15 inches by 15 inches, or 15.5 I should say. So that gives me 30 by 45 inches for each panel. Some of the panels are vertical like this, some of them are horizontal like that. So I made them up in the 6s because I could put that on my lap and I can quilt. I have already quilted, not in the ditch, but a 1/4 inch all the way around with big stitch, running stitch, and I've used a very pale grey to do it, and it's blended right in. This is what the back of each block will look like. Let me get up so I can move it around a bit. I haven't sewn any of them on. I have pinned 4 doilies to this piece, this little one, this one with an iris on it, this big one that will overlap onto panel number 2, because it's all going to be in it reverse, and one of these little fan doilies that my husband's mother made. I'll just lay them all one on top of the other so I can show you the doilies I have used. The backing is a combination of cream and white, linen and cotton. Some are just plain sheeting, some are linen cotton mix. And they're all ecru and white. This one here is, wait on, let's go number 2. Here's 2. Now fronts of them are very similar. This one will go horizontally, and I've only put 3 pieces on this one so far. This one, a piece off a tablecloth, the corner of a tablecloth. I'm going to put the binding up to here and then flap the lace over the top of the binding and sew it down. And this half a doily that will run out into the border, the binding. So it's number 2. Three is the little one, the single. This one. On the back of it, hang on, where's up? On the back of it, I put a 5, a Dresden plate with 5. So that's my quilt block already made. This one here is number 4. It's another vertical one. I've only got 3 pieces on this one again. Another one of the fans from John's mum. This beautiful piece. It's one of the lacy doilies. And this little tiny one with the yellow and white daisies. So it's number 4. And number 5. Oops, sorry. Here I've got a half a doily or a lunch mat, sandwich mat, and it's got the little Dutch girl in pinks and greens. I've got this one here that was one of John's grandmother's doilies that she stitched. This one here, that's another corner off the same tablecloth with cross stitch. And this beautiful piece here. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's as far as I've got so far. Doesn't mean I haven't selected things. Now let's say this one that's got to go horizontally. Most of the stuff, the pieces that will be put on here are thrifted or bought from an op shop. So I'm just going to skip that one altogether. I mean, I bought that from an op shop. I bought lots of them from op shops. So next one was doily. Brain's not working right now. Thrifted. Third one was something. I think 4 was favourite fabrics, was it? And 5 was lacy doilies. I'll catch it in a minute. It'll come to light. Anyway, what I've done with my favourite fabrics, because there are so many of them, I've separated them into 5 groups. And the groups are pink, flowers, or floral, and they overlap quite a bit. Critters, animals, birds, butterflies, dragonflies, etc. Japanese fabrics, and Cafe Facette. So I started last night, and I thought, well, I'm going to do 2 together. I'm going to do favourite fabrics and quilt blocks. That's what the other one was. And I'm going to do them like this. Just make them all into, and I'll make sure I put it right next we see it. Let's find a nice white piece that's got nothing on it that's going to interfere. How's that? Let me see on the camera. Move that up a bit that way. That might be better. Just a minute. And there's my hair, because I dropped everything on the floor. So yeah, favourite fabrics. These are the Japanese ones. I made some 4-patch, some big 4-patch. I made a 9-patch. Oh no, that's Cafe Facette. What am I doing? Some smaller 4-patch. These are my 4-patch bunnies. They're all Japanese and proper Japanese fabrics. And this, no, that's Cafe Facette too. So that was my 4 that I've made out of the Japanese fabrics that I own. There's more, but I haven't. Where is it? Oh, here, these ones. This is fabric that I bought when we went to Howard when I was at the retreat. Absolutely love this fabric. So I've done a rail fence panel with the blue, red and white, and it's really pretty fabric. I bought a 1/2 metre of each of those because I really love Sashiko. I think there'll be quite a bit of Sashiko on this at the end. But yeah, that's my Japanese pile of little blocks so far. Then I went with the Cafe Facette, and I only made 2 blocks of his so far. This one, I think that's in the right place. And this one. I really love the colour that he has. I've also cut a big long piece of his fabric that I'm going to use. I've bundled up my fabrics to fiddle with like that. I haven't yet cut into the pinks and the florals, and I've only done these 2. Oh, there's a single Japanese fabric as well. I should put a little pin where the middle of this, I think I'll do that. About there. Now, I love owls and I love colour. So these have to go on. And they will be stitched. Here's another one. Can you see my colour choices? Pink and green. My favourite colours. Here, this one's pink and green. Now, way back, a while back, probably a bit more, probably close to 10 years as well. I made a quilt for my sister, no, my daughter-in-law's sister, for her kids. And it was all ballerinas and castles. And I still have quite a big piece of the border print. And I thought, I counted up, I have 12 granddaughters. So there's 12 little ballerinas there that may all go on in one strip, or they may go on in sections. You know, 3 in this family, 6 in that family, that sort of thing. So that's one of the fabrics that I think is going to go on there. I bought this back quarter many years ago, and I've never been able, it was one of the first back quarters I bought, and I've never been able to chop it up. But maybe I can cut pieces out. And it's a quilter in the quilt shop, or quilter. She'd come home with all her, she'd buying all the quilt fabrics here. She's coming home to hubby, and it's got the fabric shop on the bag that she's hiding behind her back. And then here she's stashing things under the bed and in the suitcases, and even the puppy dog over here, he's got a pile of quilt fabric underneath him. The little girl on the piano, she's sitting on the stool with a heap of fabric underneath her. And then you go down here, and this is back to shopping in the shop. So this piece would have been joined to this top corner, because this lady's this lady. And down on this corner, you can see she's got fabric in the hat boxes. She's got it under the stairs. Here in the washing room, in the laundry, she's got all heaps of fabric stashed. And here she's putting bolts of fabric up on top of the wardrobe. So I think I have to try and fit that in somewhere. Bits and pieces of it. Oh, here's some more little pieces. I love toile. I have a beautiful big piece of purple toile that I've bought for a dress. It's dressmaking fabric, but it's lightweight cotton. And I've just trying to find the bag. Where are you? Where are you? I was trying to hide. There's lots more scenes. I've only selected 2 and basted them. And then I have this piece of toile too. So I've folded the edges of that over as well. They'll go somewhere. I suppose this one with the quilt shop, that's a toile really. So I'll find some little pieces out of that. Now, these have been printed on silk and they're absolutely glorious. This is mushrooms and that way, and a butterfly, a little brown yellow butterfly. These will go on as well. Some leaves. Beautiful big butterfly. And some, is that the right way up? Yeah, that way. Some mushrooms growing on the side of that branch. Now I love these, so they have to go on. Here are some of the other ones. I'm not sure if I'll make quilt blocks out of all my favourites, but the pink and the florals just got mixed up because they have. I love pink, orange, yellow mix. Yes, it'll be a bit girly on one side, but it'll be black, white and red on the other, so it'll be masculine. This one's got a lemon and green background, but it's got the pink roses and little birdies. I love this one. Again, the orange and the yellow and the pink together. This one here, I just tore pieces off all my fat quarters. I have too much fabric. No, I have a lot of fabric. My daughter has just got into slow stitching, so I think I may have to make her a big care package up. I love these geometrics with those colours. And this, again, that's sort of geometric. This is a piece off the bottom of a cloth quilt panel. I thought I loved the little pink hearts, so that will go somewhere. Not sure where. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Carnations, pinks and yellows. So you see the pinks and the florals all overlap. Daisies. I don't have very much in the way of old fabric. I've got a little bit. Little penny roses, I think these are. Don't know what the little blue ones are, but they're just pretty. Now, one's got roses on it. I've got a lot of that in my English paper piecing quilt that I'm making. Now here, throw a blue into the mix. Not a lot of blue in my favourites, but I do have some. And I really love this fabric. I don't know why. It's totally not the same as the others, but I love it. And this one that's sort of got the feel of a toile. And again, it's blues and beige or ecru or brown or whatever colour you like to call it. So they're going to go somewhere. That's the next lot I'm going to have a look through, maybe. Get them all back in the bag. Keep them all together so that they don't become a mess. And then my little critter ones. There's more, but I only went through one fat quarter box yesterday and the Japanese fabrics and the cake cassettes. So there's still a lot of fabrics in this room alone that I haven't even touched yet. Some dragonflies. This is unique. These are butterflies made out of flowers. So I'll cut out some of these. I'll put some in just like this. But I'll cut out some of the butterflies and maybe stitch them like like this box here, where I've cut them out. Maybe put them like that on the other blocks. But anyway, I don't know if you saw that. Put that one back there. I've got some more butterflies here. I tend to put some interfacing, iron-on interfacing behind these, and I cut them all out. And I use them in my cards. I use them in my journals. Some fishies on this one. Pretty little fishies. More butterflies. This is a Japanese one with black butterflies on. Some teddy bears, they're critters to me. I have a huge teddy bear collection. Not as many as I used to. I've given some of them to the grandkids. I used to have about 300. Probably got less than 100 now, or thereabouts anyway. And the puppies have got quite a few little ones when they've seen them and demanded that they have a teddy. This one's got birds all over it. I quite like that. That actually goes with that other blue one I said. They're the same print family, whatever you call it. Not sure what it's called. And then, because I'm a bush kid, I've got a farm scene. I'm sure that will find a place somewhere. Is that all my fabrics that I've chosen? It might be. So the big job now, I couldn't do anything for a couple of weeks. I got a bit behind. First of all, it took me 3 weeks just to hand quilt round the blocks and put them into panels. And that was going flat tack. And then I put it up because I had to prepare for my daughter's visit and our wedding that we went to, my son's wedding. So now I can get back into it, and I've started pinning things down, but because there's so much, I don't know whether I want to change them, move them about, whether I'm just going to sew them down and leave them there. I don't know yet. And then Rachel gave us prompt number 5 last night. So this morning I've been digging out lacy doilies. I do have more somewhere, but I think I've got plenty selected already. And I won't use most of these, I'm sure. But let's start with these. Now this one was the first doily I made. Maybe I should do this. That's the first doily I made. It's got these dimensional things that you stiffen and you get a rippled edging like this. But I think I can just sew it straight down and don't worry about the trying to make it dimensional. So seeing it's my first doily, it has to go on there. I think it was about 12 when I made that one. This one was one of the first. I've already used half a bit. And it was just a little runner thing, no, little square doily to put on my Duchess. As you can see, I've got a few pineapples going on. The yellow one had pineapples, this one's got pineapples. This was my next one I made. I don't know how good I was, how I could be so good at that age. But there's bits of it now that I'd go, no, can't do that. This one. Again, pineapples. I must have only had access to pineapple doily books, I think. So it's going to find a place. And I mean, maybe I can start doing some of the other doilies down, because these are going to take up some big spaces. Then this was a part of a banner from the Knop shop, and it's got these little flowers along the side. I'm not sure what sort of flowers, but it's quite pretty. I think that needs to go on. This one's a mass-produced one, and it's one of those ones you get from the cheap shops, dollar shops. I don't know, it's got stains all over it. I'll have to go and give it a bath. I'll keep that one aside. This is one that I'm not sure whether it was John's grandmother or his mother made this one, but it's such a pretty, delicate little thing. And it's been made with, I would say by the size of those chain, it'd have to be 60 weight cotton, because these ones of mine were 20 weight, and these are much smaller stitches. It's so pretty. I've got a pile of these in different sizes, in both ecru. They're stiff as a board. I bought them at a garage sale, and there was a heap of them. I've given away a lot, and there were tiny ones, like little ones like this, lots this size. I've got 1, 2, no, that's, yeah, that one's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those left that I haven't given away. Oh, that one looks a bit smaller, but they're all been starched. They're stiff, so they'll probably go all over the place. I think that'd be nice background for things to join on to. Perhaps I'll cut pieces off them, I'm not sure yet. Maybe something like that. Or maybe it will go over the top of the toile. Oh, that looks nice. Anyway, I've got 5 of them still left. And I got one of the really big ones left over. I don't know, I think you can see that. I think that's... Then I have all these little ones, which I particularly like. This one, I have two of them. They're from either my mother-in-law or grandmother-in-law. And I've lost a lot of memory of who did what, but they're beautiful. And then I've got, this is one from my family, this little one. It's almost a square, but not quite. Octagon. I have this one here. This one did come from John's. Did I put that in there, or is there another one like it? Oh, there's another one like it. This is another one that's bigger. There's a few broken pieces in here I'll have to fix. But I've got the thread. I've got up to 100 weight in that. So that's a big one to go with this smaller one. So that needs some TLC. I have crocheted butterflies. Can you tell there's going to be a theme going on here? Pink critters, butterflies. That's another one, even though it looks like 4 pineapples, it's actually a butterfly. And again, pineapples. This little pretty pink one's going in. I think that was an op shop job. So see, I am covering that thrifted category without even trying. And this is one of the prettiest ones I've got. It is so delicate. So delicate. That would have to be made with 100 weight crochet thread. Absolutely stunning. And these little flowers are all dimensional, the little petals. The little petals are all dimensional on those little flowers. I have this little one. I love these little ones. That's upside down. No, it's not. That's the correct way. And then I've got all these tiny little bits of something somebody's made. Little tiny bits. Oh, there's another small doily. I used to make these little ones too and put a piece of elastic around the edge and put them on my bun to keep my hair in, because my hair is wild and woolly and it wants to go where it wants to go. More little ones. These will all fill in a little cuff that can go on as well. These are pieces that I've cut out of a doily that's like this one but bigger. I've got quite a few of those. I've got these tiny little doilies. There's another little tiny one. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Another little square one. It's a bit dirty too. I soaked 3 last night. They're out there. They should be dry by now. 3 embroidery ones. That one can go on the wash pile. There's this little tiny motif. It's probably upside down, but look at that. And that's out of a tablecloth. What else have I got in here? I've got tons of these that oh, here's another little weeny tiny one. Lots of these that were from a white tablecloth, and I dyed them pinks, purple, blue, tea dye, and some of them a little lime green. And I've got a big shoebox full of them, because there was a king size quilt that I cut up. Oh no, people say. There's a little bit of braid that I thought could almost be lace, you know, these sort of things, just the embellishments, but we'll wait and see what happens. I've got, hang on, we'll put these little ones back in their basket. This is the edging for a doily or a cloth, and it's all tattered. Maybe I should go that way. No, it's a collar. I'm wrong. It's a collar, and it's tattered because it has a button on it. I might have to keep that one and put it on one of my things. Look at that. That's beautiful. I'm sure I could use that. Isn't it pretty? If I get my hands out of the way, you might be able to see it. I don't know if you can see it on the white, but... So yeah, that's where I'm at. Oh, there's also runners like this. This is one of the cheaper ones that you get from cheap shops. It's very stained, a tea cloth. It's had its spills here, there. So it'll have another bath. I got about 4 of these, and I don't know what they are. I could sew them all together. They'd make a really pretty skirt for a young person, slim person. I don't know. There's 4 of them. I'll pick them up at an op shop. And what else? I think that's just about it for what I've collected. I do have lots more doilies. I have look out, something's going to fall down here. I'll just put that there for a second while I jump up and grab her. Oh, I found it, John. What we've been looking for. Okay. Just need to flop this back out the way for a second. I also have, but I don't know if I'll get around to using my unworked doilies. The embroidery ones. I really wanted to do this one, or at least a couple of the small ones. This one is all water lily, lotus. There's 2 small ones and a big one on there. And I could do those, I could stitch those, or I could use fabric, or even lace like Corinne does. I haven't had a go at that, but this one is funky and I really like it. I'd love to finish it off. I can see that one being a 70s one. I got another one here that's got ballerinas on it. This is this one looks like it's either a crewel work or something like that. Stitchery. I'm sorry if it's too dark here. I'm on the in the sewing room, and I needed the bigger table to show you things. I'll have a look after and see if it's, if you see this, it was clear enough. Baskets of flowers and more. So yeah, I think I might pull it up there and get ahead and start stitching. I'll use this table to lay out each of the pieces and start pinning some of the fabrics and quilt blocks down that I've made. But yeah, I haven't got any really old quilts, only the ones I've made and the quilt blocks I've made, so I'm sure they'll be fine. So anyway, thank you for coming and watching. Thank you for joining in on the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 8. And I will see you in the next video. Be good, be kind, and yeah, all the good stuff. Bye.